Welcome to the Soapbox. My name is Russell Conte, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to sew a slant seam pocket. Without further ado, let's get right to it. What you're seeing are the components for a slant seam pocket. We have the front of the trouser, we have the front pocket bag and the front facing, we have the back pocket bag and the back overlay. First things first, we're going to attach the front facing to the front pocket bag and the back overlay to the back pocket bag. I've turned under this edge here and here 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to edge stitch along this edge as well. I'm then going to baste right along the perimeter here just to hold it until it gets sewn to the trouser. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to go ahead and edge stitch here and here, baste the balance in place to hold it. The front facings have been attached to the front pocket on the inside, edge stitched and basted. The back overlay, same thing for the back pocket bag on the inside, edge stitched and then basted to the edge to hold it in place. Now that our pocket bags are prepared, we're ready to start assembly. What we're going to do is we're going to place faces together. So the inside of the pocket to the face side of the trouser, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch away from the edge. Here we're going to pivot and come off the edge. Alternately, in the tailoring tradition, we can actually just come straight down the edge here. But for the purposes of what we're doing right now, I'm going to show you this. So 1/4 inch away from the edge, we're going to pivot and turn off the edge. Now that the front pocket bag is attached to the trouser on the inside of the pocket to the face of the trouser, the right side of the fabric there, we're going to go ahead and clip at this corner here. And so we want to clip right through that stitching to release the tension right here, otherwise we won't be able to turn it successfully. So we're going to clip right to the stitches but not through them. So we want to be pretty aggressive about that. Within a thread or two of the stitch itself. Now that we've done that, we're going to take all of our seam allowances and direct them toward the facing, or the pocket in this case, and then we're going to understitch on the facing side, about a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. The most challenging part of this is here at the intersection where we have that little turn. All we're going to do is when we get to that point, we're going to pivot the fabric out, again making certain that all of our seam allowances are directed toward the pocketing and the facing, and continue sewing right there. We've understitched our garment now, so again, what we've done is we directed all the seam allowances away from the trouser toward the pocket and the facing. And then we edge stitched very close to the edge here. When we got here, we pivoted to continue sewing. And just by the magic of understitching, what it does is it just wants that fabric wants to roll to the inside, so your seam allowances actually don't show. And your seam allowance won't be right on the edge. It'll be wrapped to the inside ever so slightly. At this juncture, we're ready to attach the front pocket bag to the back pocket bag. I'm going to go ahead and place them so that the front pocket bag is face down, or the trouser's face down, and the back pocket bag is insides to inside to the front pocket bag. We're just going to align everything. And if you want to see how that works, you can just turn it over. You can see that becomes the edge of our trouser right there. What we want to do is we actually want to sew this with a French seam. Now we can finish it in two different fashions. We want to sew here, and we want to sew here and up to here. The seam allowance is 1/2 of an inch, and so we can simply sew that, and then we can overlock the edge, and that's a respectable finish. However, for something a little classier, we can actually do it with a French seam. In order to create the French seam, what we're going to do is we're going to take the back pocket bag, we're going to grab the corner here, and we're going to place them so that the pocket bags are outsides together, or insides out, however you want to say that. We're going to align it here, and we're going to sew. And we're going to sew from here and then up to here. Once we've done that, we're going to turn it and press it, and then sew it one more time. The pocket's been sewn the first time, 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Now that we've got it this position, we're ready to turn it into its correct position. And we want to get this corner turned out nicely. I like to use my stiletto for that, but you can use a point turner. Just be careful you don't grab and pull your fabric. There we are. And then to get this curve picture done, I just take a rounded edge of something. And I've got that right here on my seam. So the back of your seam ripper will actually work for this. I'm just going to take that and help ourselves find the position for it before we take it to the iron and press it. Great. So now everything is in position. I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice press here and here. Now that the pocket is pressed, it's ready for its final row of stitching. 1/4 inch here, pivot, come off the edge over here, 1/4 inch, and backstitch, and then we're ready for the next step. Now that the pocket bag has been completed, we're ready for some final steps. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our notch here that indicates the top of our pocket opening and the top of the pocket opening of the trouser align. And if you need to, you can pin that in place. We're simply going to baste across the top to hold it in place. We'll do the same thing on the side seam where the pocket opening notch is, and there's a notch right here that matches up right there. And we'll go ahead and baste this as well so that it all acts as one piece, and then we're ready to continue construction on our garment. This is Russell Conte once again with the Soapbox. Thank you very much for joining me today for this demonstration of the slant side seam pocket. If you have any questions about the process at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to assist in any way I can. In the meantime, have a great day sewing.